live. It is live. Hey, internet friends, this is Magic Brad on location from Medea's Espresso and Juice Bar in Asheville, North Carolina. And today again I have Damon Dickinson on, and we're continuing our series of meditation for beginners. And today's question is, how often should I meditate? And Damon's going to answer that question for us. So Damon, take it.
Good morning, Magic Brad. Good morning, all my internet listeners, the few that you are at the moment, but who knows where it goes from here.
You never know.
How often should we meditate? Well, formally, I recommend, at least once a day, like, having a formal focused meditation practice. As that becomes more comfortable and enjoyable and you can make time for it, even twice a day. So, first thing in the morning and maybe right before you go to bed or sometime in the evening is a good, or potentially like a lunch break or something like that is another good time. So just to continue to bring in shorter periods of meditation through the day until it just becomes a natural state where we're practicing our breath, being fully conscious, being in our hearts, being happy, being joyful, being relaxed is our natural state. So, meditation is not necessarily designed to be a separate activity. It's designed to help us be more fully present, aware, peaceful, relaxed, joyful, happy, clear, every moment, more and more. So
you could almost say that you probably should meditate between each breath, almost.
Well, I don't know if I'd use the word should,
okay.
But
oops, sorry.
It's definitely the could that we'd like to get to. We could. The potential, the opportunity is certainly there.
But the idea is to make it a ongoing ritual or part of your day, so that you're not constantly moving. I know that that was my situation just a couple of days before you and I had our coaching session. I was driving, pushing, and I was just like, God, I'm getting frustrated. And it was because I didn't take any break. It was kind of like just continually exhaling, and you're exhausted, right?
Yeah, it's certainly easy to overexert ourselves. We're in such a busy culture. Do, get it done. There really isn't a lot of even cultural acceptance about taking it easy. People who take it easy or laid back are lazy, they're unmotivated, and yet the paradigm is, where are we coming from? And there are certainly practical things that we can do from a productivity standpoint to look at, okay, of the 10 activities on my list, what are the 2 most important and will get me 80% of my results, using the Pareto principle. And yet it's still you can still be in a frantic place with that. It is trusting that we have enough love, we have enough time, and ultimately we have enough money to do the things that we enjoy doing. And I believe the more that we actually are in a relaxed, peaceful, joyous state, from a place of consciousness, from a place of our energy, we're going to attract people. We're going to attract opportunities. We're going to be more clearly able to see those opportunities and be able to discern which is the right one for me over others that may be coming to me, because I'm in my heart and I'm being present. And I can feel, I'm much more aware of my feeling, intuitive nature, which is a big part for me of how I make my choices, very consciously.
So to the question of how often should I meditate, perhaps an answer is like when you feel you should be, instead of taking off and like you'd mentioned, particularly here in the United States, where I was driving, pushing. And I remember a time I took my wife to Spain, and people are just in the streets, merchants in the streets, and a guy delivering packages. The merchant asked him to sit down. Let's have something to drink and just relax a little bit, and it was okay. But over in the States here, people would be looking at the watch, going, "Hey."
FedEx guy sitting down and having tea with you, right?
That wouldn't happen. So is there anything else that you want to close it off with? We'll keep these tight again, so people can get on with their lives.
Well, one is definitely staying away from the word should. Anything where we're shoulding on ourselves doesn't make it fun and easy, and meditation is certainly one of those where we want to be able to have it be fun and easy and enjoyable. Again, daily practice, because we're getting into a habit, and then the ultimate answer is as often as possible. So, you know, I literally have a timer on my phone every hour, and it's got a little reminder, even if it's just to say a short prayer and just tune into one breath and come back to my heart for that moment, just brings me back in touch, because it's so easy to get out of that space, up in our head, and do again, you know, busy. So, as often as possible.
Got it. Or as often as practical.
Well, practical is what we make of it a lot of times.
Possible is constantly. So, yeah, I went to see that Yogananda Awake movie the other night, and that was pretty fascinating. Hearing his autobiography and how he brought meditation and yoga to the United States and all that. Pretty fascinating.
Yeah, it's interesting you bring that up. I remember one of the things that stood out to me in his book, his autobiography book, was a story of one of his disciples that literally was a working man, had like 4 kids, was, you know, almost dirt poor. They were just barely surviving. He had no practical time to meditate. So he would literally stay up all night. He would meditate for like 5-6 hours every night. And it was interesting because his story was that he actually felt more energized in the morning, had more energy than if he laid down and like went unconscious into sleep, like over a period of time once he adjusted to it. I found that fascinating. You know, I tried it. I wasn't very good at it, but he had, you know, he had the discipline and motivation to do it. And I thought that was pretty powerful.
Well, there is a thing that was kind of popular here a couple years back, was these power naps, of just kind of taking a little bit of a break and then power nap. Instead of going to sleep, you just take power naps.
Yeah, well, and, you know, there are times in the afternoon, I think we all kind of hit a low point, especially on our diet. I used to drink a lot of coffee. My body won't tolerate caffeine anymore, so it's more steady. But those afternoon hours, you know, taking a rest break, and I used to, like, lay down for an hour and get up, and I'd still be groggy for a little bit, and then, you know, all of that. I started just doing meditation instead, like doing a sitting open heart prayer and meditation. Night and day. It was so much more clearing and energizing, emotionally, energetically, everything, that I do my meditation instead. It feels better.
Okay, so that's the short answer. You should just try and get as much meditation in as possible. So I appreciate you taking the time again this morning, Damon.
Yes, sir.
And thank all of you for watching, and stay tuned. And if you want to find us, just Google the keywords Magic Brad, Damon, meditation. You'll find us, and we'll have links in and around this video. So peace, love, and happiness. Thanks again.
All right. Blessings, everyone. Peace.